ladies and gents, 5e Arena Open Season 2. Darkside versus SGD. This is the third map. Single elimination best of 3. Whoever loses this is out of this tournament. So put in your votes. Hashtag DS win or hashtag SGD win. We want to know, but what do you think, Gobbles? The map is underway.
Well, keeping things simple, in towards B tunnels to start off the round, but with the smoke being deployed by Darkside, SGD, you don't know exactly how many players have crossed over to B, which is why they have decided to cancel the rush. Instead, slow, taking standard map control, maybe a mid to B, they're out. And there's a player boosted up though, so he's crouched down. Well, with this smoke going up, there's no way to account for him. Racing needs a couple of headshots. He's going to have to start burning alive soon, and yeah, eventually falls to the Molotov. 3 players though on B. Darkside, they have the right read. Now it's about landing the right shots.
Pop, 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 pop. Making gun sounds. It's just not quite happening. Oh, they're super low, and Anastasis is trying to play peekaboo behind this one little car position. They're trying to find their way on the B side. Oh, but what a nasty headshot. It's all up to Siraj, and the bomb is right at the mouth of tunnels. How do you go and get this one? You can do it because every single player on DS are super low, but Addict with a clean headshot to the face. He makes it a round 1 victory for Darkside. That's the strength of DS. That's how clean and pristine they could be. I mean, the headshots, it's just crisp.
Yeah, this was all made possible by the read at the start of the game, right? Whoever's calling themselves Darkside has to be, lauded for that call, right? A blind stack in towards the B side. Maybe, this was something similar that they did back, I think, against Alpha Black as well. Just a B play towards the end, and maybe Darkside, they kind of know what's going on right now. Just churning through what is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Bomb, not with Sandman though, so they're not even going to be able to get the $800 cash injection. Waiting for a bit of an overextension, but I think Darkside, they will definitely think twice any maneuver they decide to throw.
Yeah, Darkside, a lot more careful. There we go. Gun sounds are back in the game. I don't have to go with the MP9 sprays. And okay, there Racing will be the one to use the MP9 and secure himself the win. 2-0, and of course that's what we expect. They play it safe. Even if it's down to one guy on the other side, if it's behind a door and they are not sure what's on the other side of that door, whether it's a fear of the unknown or just being cautious overall, they are careful about how they approach this, all right? And that's what nets them these round wins very cleanly. 2-0, they still have a bit of economy to work off of, and now it's going to be the smokes up around long. It's easy frag. Someone even cooks alive. 3v5 now, and if you're SGD, I would back the heck out of there.
Yeah, this round has fallen apart just as quickly as it started for SGD, right? Trying to go for the long take, which is actually a key component of their T side. If Darkside are able to put an end to that, then that's where problems will start arising. However, they have been able to isolate the B side. That's going to be Addict. Anastasis is trying to provide covering fire, unable to do so, and the B side's been taken. SGD clawed back from a 3-on-5. For now.
Yeah. For now, we're back to a 3v2. Couple players are low on the side of SGD, which means it's not impossible for Camo to pull off this clutch. Actually, every single one of them are low, so if anyone can do it, I believe Camo can. But how? How does he do it? The timer is down to about maybe 30 seconds. They smoked off the doors. He jumps up onto window. I think they hear this. So push in, you might be dead. And yep, there it is. Ghost spots out your barrel. Of course, he finds your head along with it. 2-1, and SGD, despite losing 2 players really early on at long, they managed to come back into the round.
Yeah, that was a nice mid-round adjustment from SGD, losing 2 players out at long and then immediately making a beeline for that mid to B, right? Because I think what they thought there was that, which indeed it was a 4-man lean towards that A side for Darkside to kick things off, right? But I'm just a little bit perplexed at how, despite finding the openers, 5-on-3, they opted to still, just lean for an A. I mean, it's a 5-on-3. Just,
yeah,
Addict was very much alone. maybe.
That could have been the mistake that Darkside made. You know, they have that much manpower invested in towards the long position. Maybe they anticipated the push even forward after those plays against SGD. You know, SGD tends to push through smoke sometimes. But yeah, it's just a good read from SGD overall. They knew that, okay, we have a chance. Maybe we can cut them off over mid. We can make a mid to B or just a B push overall. And it worked. Now, the thing is, they're biding their time. So we got 1 minute left, and DS has not given anything up too much just yet. They're trying to push people off of long, or at least get some information off of this, and they walk into the pistols, and Zane, though, will get the spray down. That's 2 gone. We still have pistols on DS's side. It's not, well, okay. Now that the deal's gone, I think SGD has this in the bag.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought the Insane might have fallen with the bomb, right? Yeah, if it was out in mid-doors, then it would have been quite impossible to retrieve if you're on the side of SGD, but they do manage to find the frags required off them. And all things considered, with only Ghost having to repurchase back into this round, I guess it's pretty successful for the side of SGD. 2-2, managing to tie the scoreline immediately, but Darkside did take the full eco in the previous round, because they will be able to buy in pretty much with what they would like. Maybe a couple of exceptions for Camo and Addict, having to go down to the SMG perhaps, especially if you're one of the players who plays at the extremity, but we will be taking a bit of a timeout. Ghost, unfortunately disconnecting from the server. I don't know, maybe a little bit, I don't want to use the word, but, you know, just getting caught out in the middle, you know, that's erased the moment. I was hoping for that to be a Zeus as well, to be honest, but would have been quite
Really?
sure.
We're gonna have a Zeus on the third map? You're gonna play me like that? I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a technical pause for now as Ghost tries to reconnect. I guess whether we're gonna have a Zeus, I don't know, man. That's I don't know, shenanigans in the last map. Sure, it's early days, but come on, let's not have too much fun here. Darkside, of course, buying back in, but in fact, let's take a look. Anastasis, no armor, full glass cannon. What do you think?
I mean, it's worth the investment. It makes sense unless he is going for something aggressive, right? Otherwise, you can just stick your head around the mid to B area, just control catwalk. At least, you know, when someone crosses, you can have a shot at him. And even if you don't connect, then at least you can pass that information over to your teammates. So, not the worst, especially on Dust 2, right? Maybe on a map like Inferno, where, you know, the pre-fires and the wall banks are a bit more consistent and a bit more, you know, expected. I think you definitely wouldn't necessarily want to be on the glass cannon, but on Dust 2, it really does make perfect sense, especially since you don't have enough money for it. And of course, maybe, you know, sometimes you see some players going for a decoy as well, right? You got $50 left in the bank, why not use it? You know, some players, you know, when you hear the decoy go off, you think it's the actual shot, right? So you take a bit more risks in that half second, and that's when, you know, Anastasis can swing out. But looking at SGD, that T side, normally, they tend to try to at least get a bit of long control. So I wonder if they will try to go back for the same thing, especially since Sandman, I think, does have the spawn for it, but the rest of his teammates quite far away.
Yeah,
right? It's a B
it's
spawn.
certainly, yes.
Yeah.
B spawn. I guess they could still do it. It's just they're gonna reach the long doors area a little bit later than, say, maybe when Anastasis would. So perhaps not the best call. Then again, they don't know what we know, that Anastasis has bought up an op. I guess it depends on what SGD does. If we start seeing someone head towards long, then I guess that could be a telltale sign. But considering the fact that they have that B-side spawn, they should be making the most out of that, right? Push up towards upper tunnels. Maybe you get some vision if someone tries to go towards the back of B plateau. Well, that all remains to be seen. For now, I think it's Resync who also disconnected. So let's take a little bit of a breather. But for now, what do you think of the past 4 rounds that just happened, right? I mean, we talked about long control. We talked about the pistols, how it looked a bit scary at times for SGD. But I think they're actually starting to come into their own. And they're starting to find the frags. They're starting to feel a little bit better and more confident about their sprays and everything.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they do have a bit of set plans, I think, as well. There was one kind of half execute of sorts whereby, against Alpha Black they were to do a lot again with quite minimal, right? It was just one smoke and a flash and then they go, right? Sometimes things like that can actually catch your opponents off guard as well, right? If you're Darkside, you have to be, especially after Inferno, I think you're gonna be on heightened alert as well,
Mm.
right?
My God, that phrase is PTSD, man. Yeah. Heightened alert for sure for the players, but also for everyone else in Singapore. If you're watching from Singapore, I think that we have a couple of Singaporean players in the chat. I see Oxyride. I'm not sure who Alan is, but is Alan a cute girl or a handsome guy? I don't know. I'll let you guys in the chat figure that one out for yourselves. But yes, heightened alert, everyone, please stay safe. It might be a public holiday. It's VSAC Day. For anyone who's celebrating it, but it's VSAC Day. It's COVID. COVID is really real. Everyone, please stay indoors. Play some Counter-Strike. Wear your masks if you're gonna go out. Let's not make this worse than it already is. I want to have lands again, please.
Seeing Alan's name in the chat gives me a bit of PTSD myself. I have to say now. I think when we played in one of the local tournaments in Singapore, that was Tasman Cup.
Oh.
I distinctly remember him. Why? Because he was the only player that the team couldn't handle against. We ended up losing that map on Nuke to him and his team, but he was that one just pest. I think he dropped 40 in that game. We went
Ooh.
into OT. Yeah, I think I've got one of my teammates beside me now. I think he's trying to recall. Maybe a bit embarrassed as well that we got slam dunked like that.
I'm
But
sure it wasn't that bad, right?
we went to OT, so yeah, I think he remembers himself. Yeah, you can see laughing, having a laugh about it. Yeah, so confirmation. He is quite a good player as well. I think he knows a couple of players on the side of Darkside, perhaps.
Of course.
Right, and he certainly knows a thing or two about AWPing on Dust too. And Asasis now instead will be the one in the server, as we are still yet to get back underway. But yeah, and map number 3, this pause might just stifle the momentum a little bit. I think it is gonna do a bit more harm to SGD, considering that they did just pick up 2.
They did just pick up 2. This pause, I mean, maybe a loss of momentum, but I like their spawn, I think, actually. If they can make a play happen on B, that would be huge. And I mean, considering DS's economy, if they break this, it's going to hurt, and they could win even more rounds, pauses or not. Right now, we're just waiting for Rising to load back into the game on the side of Darkside, so just a couple more minutes, perhaps. But in the meantime, yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome that we have so many lovable CS fans in the chat. Guys like Alan, people that you've played against before. Oxyride as well. I mean, at least that one's for me on Proving Grounds. I mean, what do you think? It's pretty awesome. For those wondering, there are more games happening pretty soon. This is still Darkside versus SGD. Camels has already secured themselves a spot in the semifinals. Team Jelly, a Singaporean squad, is out. Following that, games that are supposed to start at 4 p.m. I think they might be a bit delayed. I'm not too sure, but it is going to be Asking Questions versus Sherman, and also Zigma versus what is this called? Fancy United Esports. I guess those will be happening later. We have not quite decided which game we will stream yet, I suppose. I think we wanted to do Zigma, but hey, if people want Asking Questions, I think we could give it to them.
Yeah, we certainly could if Alan's playing as well. That would be interesting. A bit traumatic still, but I have to get over it someday. Maybe today's the day.
Someday.
Yeah.
Maybe. You just gotta load back up in a server again. Maybe. Who knows? One day you're gonna meet him in 5e Arena ladder matchmaking. How would that feel? Really? What?
If you had the
What,
same
your
side,
elo
I wouldn't
team?
mind. I would echo Smiley's statement in the chat, right? Carry me too.
Come on, Gobbles. You're not that bad. I'm way worse. It's been ages since I played proper CS, but yeah, it's awesome, and I think it's lovely to see everyone here. Truly, it's we have to say it. Thank you to 5e Arena for all of this. I mean, first of all, we have the tournament. Second of all, it's the 5e Arena client or service itself. I mean, this is kind of bringing back a little bit of life to the Asian CS:GO scene. If you're wondering what it is, it's a ladder matchmaking. What's a matchmaking service, right? You go to the website 5earena.com, download the client, sign up for an account, and you can play matchmaking games. There's ladder matchmaking, proper 5v5 CS. There's 1v1s. There's even role rooms where you could win skins. So go check it out. That's 5e Arena. But now we're back into the game, and here we go. They're actually headed towards long for the side of SGD. Well, what's going to happen here now? There isn't a single player guarding the long area.
I think
Every
Sandman's
single
gonna
one
fall.
on TJS.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Anastasis.
Right
No
from the
need armor.
start. He jumped across mid, he saw nobody holding the angle, and that's because SGD don't have an op themselves. Right, so he takes the initiative and finds the opening frag because of that. So 5-on-4, Darkside, they can't just sit back and play retake. Right? Although Spade gets punished a little bit too inquisitive with the spam, and Anastasis is trying to take a bit of initiative on his
Are you
own.
serious?
Wow!
Doing? Oh! Jump shot! And the bomb gets dropped as well. This is incredible. Who do you think you are, Device? He just goes in and make a play like that. We're back to a 4v3 now. And everyone on SGD has to be so much more cautious all of a sudden. And Zane goes and boosts himself up, finds a shot onto Anastasis, back to a 3v3.
They're looking to stop the retake before it even happens, before it even has to commence, because SGD, they don't even get the bomb down. They were stuck on site for, what was that, a whopping 20 seconds? Trying to get the bomb down, but Anastasis denies the plant, and SGD never felt comfortable.
Oh my god.
That's the way to come back from timeout.
Oh my god, so much so, yes. You're even seeing it in the chat, our moderator Zhang, Cookly style, as it were. Now he's even going back into it. He's feeling confident, but it's going to be a bit of a duel between him and Ghost, who does not quite get the vision. This is a very nice Xbox smoke. So I guess DS have to be a little bit more careful, but SGD gets a lot of room to work with this. Where are they deciding to go? Is it yet another A long play? Could we see a repeat of what just happened?
Anastasis is a little bit further away, and DS, they've willingly given it up, but the first player swinging in dry like that would have appreciated a bit of a better spacing coming in from SGD, especially since we praised them for being good at keeping it simple. That, millimeters apart, but that makes the difference. Sandman now, his position's been given up, a player very close and short. Spade a bit low from the early engagement will fall, so at least they can place up to side, and good flash!
Oh no!
Camel will fall. Sandman needs to get a move on.
Oh, well, that was a good flash. Now they get the move on towards the A side, but Ghost watching the cross. Ooh, nice! Strafe shot. Onto Attic. What is this? Anastasis, 5-7. He gets the headshot. And here we go. We got grenades for days on the side of Darkside. They just ran out, but this buys them so much time. They're going to reposition all the way towards long. Ghost, 20 seconds left. I don't think he can make a beeline for the B site. He goes into clear short. It's a little bit too late. 15 seconds. He's going for it, but going to get shot in the back.
Wow. Anastasis with just one kill, but I think in the context of the round, that was the kill that decided it. Right, it was a 5-on-2. Darkside, you should never have gotten this close, right? We're not creating any excuses. But Anastasis with that kill, that push, it comes at just the right timing, right? You know that SGD are going to feel as though they have to get a move on, which is why the player at short, I think it was Sandman, right, was already moving out to side, trying to help his teammate cross over, at least get the bomb delivered. And Anastasis understands that, you know, the pressure was on the T side, very much so. And I have to say, he has been looking good on Dust too. I have played with him once, actually. Yeah, we're on the same team, and yeah, it was a bit of a... It was a very strong game from him, and seems as though he's going to be carrying over that momentum with that AWP.
Of course he is. 5-2 now. This is a big problem for SGD. They might be able to buy back that round, but after losing that many duels against a player like Anastasis, with those kinds of incredible, insane frags, that kind of fragging potential, you have to be scared about where this guy could be. Well, it turns out he's going to be up back towards mid, and it's going to be yet another long push from SGD. But wow, perfect flash, and Camo just immediately carries it off of his teammates back. He gets a double. Spade finds a third. It's all up to Ghost and Sandman left.
So, SGD have never been able to quite get enough money to purchase that AWP. I think that is problematic for them at the moment, because Darkside, they are really giving them full punish, right? You've got Anastasis taking so much space down the middle, still holding lower dark, and then out at long as well, right? Trying to find engagements, but Darkside, the utility, just a little bit better, and they find the kills because of it, and manage to upgrade themselves onto AKs as well. Camo, who's just an MP9 coming to the round, mind you, so that's $1,200 in the back, and AKs being retrieved. SGD, what do you do now? Bombs dropped outside. I would think at this stage of the game, it might just be even better off saving, but still looking around.
Maybe, but yeah, they are snooping. They're gonna find one, but they got banged up as well, and that's both of them. A single spray from a single player from Darkside, and they could be gone. They go in for it. It's gonna be an even trade, but of course, Spade is going to clean things up. Let's put everyone in body bags now. 6-2. Darkside, just my God, this is their server, and SGD are just guests on it, and pretty soon they're gonna be booted. If this carries on, I mean, we're looking at a 7-2 now, probably because of the pistols. But 8-2, would that be possible? I think so.
Yeah, I certainly think so. Anastasis again with the opener peeking all the way down Suicide. I mean, yes, it's just against the pistol, so you should expect him to win it every single day. But problem with that is, if he is being such a
flawless,
if he's having such confidence out in middle to constantly re-peek, even on the gun rounds, you're going to struggle, right? Because you want to be able to get up cat. You want to, at times as well, be able to run down Suicide freely and force your opponents to use their utility earlier, right? Burst down middle, a couple of flashes. But if Anastasis has a good read on what you are trying to do, then it's quite impossible.
That's right. It's so many times repeatedly. Mid control gets denied, and so now SGD, they're a little bit more cautious about how they push this. And yeah. Oh my God. Sandman this time will be the one to find Anastasis. So, Opera gone, and maybe a brief moment of respite. Now they can breathe a little bit better, but guess what? Rasing is here to choke you out. Good night. Just go to sleep. Even Camo finds a couple more. They toss a molly, but Rasing's going to push it anyway. You try to find him, but okay, nice flick by Insane. He makes it a little bit doable, and they're going to find a way onto the B site now. Addict falls, and this is their home. 2v3. How can DS retake this?
Don't think it's possible, right? You have to spend time clearing out middle as well. Only 2 flashes, so no smoke or no nade for car or for tunnels, which means it's gonna be quite the task. Spade as well as Camo, they will give this a crack, right? Sticking the head around, see if there's a bit of an overextension, but I don't think SGD are going to offer it to them. In fact, with Ghost finding the kill, you might just be better off saving if you're Spade 2k, but no chance to even do that, because Insane had quite the round. 3 kills for him, opening up, I think, in middle, and then being able to crack him on the B side as well, right? The kill at the end, the cherry on top, but SGD get a bit of a break, courtesy of Insane being able to find the kill onto Anastasis, right? A narrow miss. He did hit, but I think it was through the wall, so Insane didn't drop. Otherwise, it would have been bomb delivered. But now it's Racing with the op. Double op setup for the CT side. Immediate adjustment here.
Oh, they certainly want control over the map.
Boost up.
And SGD are playing it very careful. Oh, the boost
Ooh.
here. Oh my god. Well shot by Insane.
Surprised that it wasn't the op to go on top. Right, normally you would see an MVP there. So now they expect Razing to be close corner, jiggling the angle, but if the left eye peek is going to be so difficult, Razing misses a crucial shot. Oh, gets the quick scope onto Insane, and with the incendiary coming from Stevie, he can get out just about.
Wow. That's daylight robbery. You get some frags, you get away scot-free, 4v3, and how can SGD come back into this round? They have mid control. Let's make something happen with this. See one player pushing up Cat as well, but Anastasis is going to put a stop to it. The bomb has been dropped. Siraj, you have to know Anastasis is still alive. The smoke is up over by double doors. It's not safe. But guess what? Kid C Ghost has control of the A site now. Takes Attic down, and it's going to be a 2v3 retake. Oh, Long's not quite clear, though. They don't know this.
Oh. Wait, he hasn't been spotted. Chamo needs to find a kill. Okay, and Anastasis will sweep it up as well. SGD, well, they took the gamble that Long was clear, but Camo, he is the player that's anchoring into its pit, right? So, a bit surprised perhaps, but you have to take risk in a 2-on-3. They decided to, just try to call DS out, that Camo might have pushed Long and could be flanking from short, but instead they get punished instead.
I guess they didn't consider the fact that Long wasn't clear. Sometimes you get into that state of tunnel vision, but guess what? Out of the tunnel, it's going to be Ghost, and he finds Racing. And now we are back in 5v4. Remember what we said earlier. They get the opening frag, but they have to be careful. They cannot get too greedy. And okay, 9 for a bit of... Wow, yes. Timing, and Anastasis just doesn't look up in time. And Zane will find the frag, and now down to a 5v3. I think this could be the round that SGD needs.
Yeah, they're coming into pincer the A site, but the thing is, DS, they've got 3 players, all 3 players towards this part of the map. Spade 2k, if he finds the first, it might be doable. Knows there's yet another Insane. Good trade, but Camo drops 1. Now it's 2-on-3, and Attic fast flank from short as well. This... Right, with Ghost finding Camo, that should be the round over. Attic trying to get a move on, and he finds the frag. 1 versus 2 now, AK in hand. So there is an op for Ghost. Spots out the player towards ramp. I think it's pretty obvious how the T's have decided to set up, but it's just so impossible to try and break apart. Right, Ghost is always going to be holding for the refrag, and Suraj knows he doesn't have the peek. This is map number 3. Right, so a bit more restraint coming from Darkside. They have decent amount of money. In fact, Addict is the only one that's kind of lacking. So being able to save a gun over will do his team a lot of good. And well, if you're Darkside, you have the rounds in hand as well, right? A 5-round advantage. Yes, SGD have been able to cut the deficit by 1, but you still at least have sorted out the half. And in fact, you can still get onto double digits. So no need to risk it too much yet.
Yeah, not too bad. But it's well played by both sides, really. I mean, Ghost, what an opening pick. Insane, just knowing, okay, we might have gotten the opening pick. We have kind of tunnels control, but there is a chance that DS, they have been aggressive before. Let's wait it out. And of course, that nets him a couple more frags. That's what we want to see from SGD. Darkside, on the other hand, the fact that Attic stayed alive, he didn't just pick up any weapon. It is the op. But this time, not in the hands of Anastasis. It's in the hands of Spade 2K. So how are they going to play this? We see quite a bit of default map control. 1 by B, 1 by mid, and 3 on the A site, especially towards long. I think that is an area where DS has kind of relinquished control over for a while now.
Yeah, so SGD tried to make it look like a faster round to kick things off. After shot control, Ghost able to find Anastasis. And that's quite the scout to find. That's kind of the X factor on the side of Darkside at the moment being taken out. And so what do you decide to do? They've been holding for the rotate this entire time, right? SGD Not really sure how the CTs have decided to set up for. You know, it's a 4-1 split. Racing trying to take a bit of liberty on his own. Will win the duel against Kid Siku, but the rest of the remaining Ts making their way up. Cat will have to side, but they've got no long control. And if they lose shot, that's going to be a huge problem. They need to get rid of Sandman first, though. Go spots to play in pit.
Well, that's a little bit of information, but look at this lurk from Sandman. Oh, wait, whoa, Addict actually takes him down. I thought it could have been Sandman's frack to find, but that is job well done by Darkside. Now they're making their way. It's going to be a split push, but still a little bit difficult. We've got Insane, we've got Ghost to deal with, and how can you take this man down when he's feeling so good with the op and along with an AK as well? SGD, off the back of Ghost, managed to find the 5th win in this first half. Starting to close in the gap. Starting to feel a lot better. The momentum is back on their side. And I think it's partially due, in fact, because Ghost is making incredible op shots.
And likely the first time that we're seeing DS having to go onto the half buy. Racing kicking things off, getting tagged through by the AWP as well. One of the only 2 players with armor, and he's fallen already. So Darkside don't think they've got much hope for this round. Maybe trying to switch things up, right? A setup up into a short, a player close in contact middle. So if they do go for mid to B, that's when the problems could arise. But with just pistols, it should be difficult. Spade 2K able to find one with the P250, but yeah, shouldn't be any more casualties instead of SGD. I mean, we are pushing the end of the half anyway, so the kills don't matter too much unless Camo is able to retrieve the weapon. But Kid C Ghost has got it under lock and key. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, there we go. Pretty job well done. I mean, they push up, and of course, leaving one player lurking over by mid. That is kind of what you would want to do, and that denies Camo any sort of weapon retrieval. 8-6, and now we are at the last round of the first half. Is it going to be DS's round, or is it going to be SGD's? Will we see an 8-7? Full buys on both sides, and we have the op on NSAces around this time as well. I want to see what they're doing.
Sandman.
It's going to be Sandman.
What?
Wow, super aggressive. Wow, straight. Oh, the conversion. Just like that, they have the B site. It's going to be fast, hot, and heavy as well from mid. But what are they doing? They're going mid to B, even though it's not clear. Racing puts a stop to it. Goes manages to find a trade. The bomb has been dropped. That's the biggest issue. Camo and Racing now have control of this. Oh, they might not know where Sandman or Kid Ghost might be, but this is suddenly a lot more doable for DS, despite Sandman finding the entries onto the B site.
This is going to be extremely ridiculous if DS manage to claw their way back. Shouldn't have gone for the mid to B, but all things considered. Ooh, Racing spots out the last remaining players. So now, Sandman's gonna make a beeline for that A site, right? So the man who started out opening B on his own is left in a one-on-one. Racing has an AK as well. Both players having a couple of frags into this round already. Racing all the way in spawn, so that's gonna be half the bomb timer gone by the time he even gets close to the site. He's got so many angles to clear.
Well, yeah, he took the long way instead of going through from lower tunnels. And if Sandman is smart enough about this, just like that, should be able to sense the timing of when Racing would be pushing. And of course, he spots the shadows out as well. And that's just well positioned, well played by Sandman. First the entries, and then the clutch to close things out. 1v1, and he wins. 8-7. And if you're SGD, it's just, hey, Sandman, thank you so much. Good job. We are hyped up. Let's carry this forward with the pistol round on the second half.
So what do DS have installed on their own T side? It looks as though they're going to be going out towards long. CTs do have a setup. It's going to be Kid C Ghost getting baited in by Insane. And there is no Molotov to clear it. So Darkside, they have to clear this pretty thoroughly. Very thoroughly, in fact, because it's evident to us that they are definitely going for this A site. Although, SGD, they do not have any information out into its middle or in towards B tunnels. What they do have is 3 players leaning off towards this A site, and Insane wants to get a little bit inquisitive.
Well, this Inquisition could pay off a bit, but despite that, it's going to be Anastasis as well, Spade to find the entry frags. Now they can push up long. Of course, though, they have to watch the crossing. A lot of shots being fired back and forth, but now it's the elevator position that I'm scared of after what we saw from Anastasis. But SGD, they're actually just going to back off completely, wait for the teammates to arrive on the scene, and then we go in together. It's still a little bit difficult, though. All 5 players alive on the side of DS, and Spade just dancing back and forth. He's going to find 1, going to find 2, and that's going to be the win. Darkside, 9-7, and this might be one of the first few times they won pistol round, and it's job well done. It's starting to put a little bit more room in this gap between the teams, but I still think SGD has what it takes.
And in fact, if you look at how the pistol rounds have gone, SGD actually won the first 3 in this series, but the last 3 have all gone to Darkside. So going 0-3 and then winning all the pistols, certainly a way for you to get into the half. But well, Kitsy Ghost with an opener out in middle will ring the alarm bells a little bit for the side of Darkside, right? Of course, the gun's not retrievable, but you're down 4 on 5, and you never want to be running into any sort of setup or any sort of stacks from the CTs, which is what they're desperately trying to avoid with this standard default spread, right? Waiting for perhaps any bit of aggression. And Anastasis has been pretty loud with his escape from A long. They're going into its B. It's the right side. They've got Addict in middle.
Well, a little bit of the Xbox smoke and a flash in towards Cat could be a sign of a fake for SGD, but so far none of the players are budging. Now they'll move because of the execution on towards the B side, but Sandman will be the first to receive them, and there we go. All the guns are blazing. Let's find the last player live. Let's get the bomb down, and it's going to be a 3v3 retake. They're already hot on their heels, and Addict is looking to shut them down. You're going to have to reload, and it's going to be them pushing in, and Zane actually finds first, but Anastasis there saved the day. The double spray comes through, and it's going to be Spade who closes things out for his team. It got a little bit dicey, but thankfully each one of them tag team, let's take turns. You run out of ammo, I'll come in to support. We will take turns shooting down that one little window hole. 10-7, and Darkside are not looking to lose any more rounds in this second half.
Yeah, have to put a bit of breathing room between them and SGD. A full B set coming in, just the USP. So hoping that Darkside will bite the bullet and decide to go for what was a blind commitment towards B last round, hoping that they decide to do it again, given that they did find success in the previous. Remember, SGD towards the end of the half, I think they were able to string together about 4 rounds in a row. So Anastasis is going to get tempted, then spots the first and slowly makes his retreat, right? He knows he's done his job. At the same time, at the other end, Camo has cleared out A. So this is when, he's gonna call Anastasis, get back, don't give them the AK over.
Simple. Alright, and then he gets to cut them off on the rotate.
Then
Try to make your way over, but guess what? Another one is here to support. Oh no, actually, Salmon comes in from the back, and there we go. 2 AKs for the side of SGD.
Yeah, just safe. There's no need to go for it at all. Doesn't matter, because next round, DS, they've still got 2 Mac 10s coming in. So you would favor SGD, especially with the AKs on hand, right?
Oh, not bad. I was not expecting a couple of players to come in from the back, but good job. That's what you want to do as a team. Come in from lower tunnels as well as the top of B. And Darkside has to be a little bit more careful now. They might be getting these rounds, but with the extra firepower on the side of SGD, I wouldn't want to be that aggressive anymore. Anastasis, that was actually an incredible play, right? It seemed a little bit risky, a little bit scary, the fact that he was kind of, like you said, tempted in towards the B site. But if you look at the way that he was moving, just these small little micro decisions, I don't think he was deciding to push in, maybe just get a little bit of information to see, okay, is this side really clear? But the way that he was jiggling, nah, just fish out for information, and job done. He backs off, like you said. It's really what we want to see more of from Darkside, but the firepower has to back it up as well. I mean, here we go. It's going to be an aggressive push down mid, and I think they're going for this B. Wow, just full on mid to B. Every single one of them. They actually find the frags, and we're down to a 4v2 as Anastasis cuts off another one.
Yep, it's fast, it's potent, it's simple, it's effective for Darkside. Straight out mid to B they go. SGD trying to emphasize on long control. They send 3 players towards that part of the map, and what it does for the CTs, it means that the rotates are going to be incredibly far away, right? And so Darkside, a right call. It's always risky going for a straight call from spawn. You never know what lies on the other side. Maybe they have done a bit of their homework as well, because it looks as though their calls have been pretty good. SGD though, the fact that you saved up for this gun round and it's immediately fallen flat must hurt just a little bit. It was gone in what, about 20 seconds? So now they have to eco again.
Alright, well, another eco, but some weapons carried forward onto the next round, and not just any weapons as well. I mean, I think one of the biggest things so far that we've seen, at least on this map, is Ghost with the op. Still though, now on CT, he has to play a bit of a, I guess, a guessing game. Alright, can't be that proactive anymore, just considering how DS has been playing. It's super aggressive, super explosive even. They have to be careful about this. They're trying to make their way over towards long. He hears a lot of flashes, but he's blind as well. Ghost trying to be prepared for this push, but doesn't quite get the vision. He smokes it off for himself, but I'm sure you have to be wary that there are 5 people, if not more, well, if not less, but they're all making their way up long. All the smoke's onto the A site now, and they want to gain control over Goose.
Very aggressive, Rusing just taking the initiative on his own. Cleans out the elevator position. Ghost baiting his teammate in, right? The longer Ghost stays alive, they're not gonna account for Kitsy Ghost by Anastasis, the lead Sandman from CT, and now Kitsy Ghost giving up his position, finds 2, 1 on 2 now, but Anastasis and Camo will swing at the same time, leaving Kitsy Ghost with nothing left to do, right? There was no way he was going to be able to adjust. It would have been quite the ridiculous clutch had he been able to pull it off. And 13-7 now, 6 rounds between DS and SGD. The CTs do yet again get a crack at this, but surely time is starting to run out now.
Yeah, you're starting to come to the end of it. You might just breathe your last breath before you even know it. And DS, I mean, this sudden aggression is okay. Come on, SGD, what are you thinking? What did you think that was really going to work? Addict is right behind you, and it's going to be Kitsy Ghost that falls. Now they have control of the B side. It's just a matter of time before they get everyone down. Ghost, the man with the op. Can he pull out this clutch? 1v2. Come on, channel your inner simple.
Well, both players tucked on site, an op and an AK. Ghost will have his Ghost recorder. He might see the tip of the gun barrel just before. Ooh, the silent jump has been heard, but Anastasis, of course, comes out on top in the op duel, and DS doubling the round count of SGD. And yeah, we saw a little bit of a weird moment, right? The 2 CTs up at short trying to jump down in towards middle. What happened there was that DS, again, going for the fast mid to be split, but this time, right, they had, or was it Spade 2K? Or was it Addict who held back and waited in case there was such a play? Right, so they've got their opponent's red. Now they're going straight into its B. So whilst Camo falls and offers the AK over, they know they have an empty B side. Anastasis, that miss won't help him at all. You need to be a bit careful here because SGD do have strength in numbers.
Oh boy, oh boy. Strength in numbers, but that could work if not for Rasing, who will be able to find somewhat of a spray. He burns alive, but oh no, it's down to a 2v2 and they have the rifles to boot. This could be dangerous. Bomb is down. They're ticking the clock, but it's going to be Addict to save the day. And just like that, 2 players gone off the board. We are at match point. Darkside, 15-7. This could be it. One more round. And of course, SGD calls for a tactical timeout. If they lose this, it's match point. They need 8 more rounds, 8 more wins just to pull us back into overtime. It does not look good for SGD.
The T side of Darkside, it's been flawless. Absolutely flawless. They haven't lost a single round at all. And now, look at the money that they have. They want to close it out now. The auto snipers are down in middle.
This is ridiculous. Just come on, man. What? I know it's the last round, like it's match point, but do you really do that? Do you really have to go with the 2 auto snipers, 1 off? Come on. Oh, and they're just tapping away towards the double doors. Don't want to let anyone cross. They got 2 of them got tagged up. This is disgusting.
Well, they were only able to do a bit of damage, very light damage onto both Sandman and Insane. It wouldn't matter too much as well, because even if they were to get headshot with the AKs or with the snipers, it would have been an instant death either way. I think what it does now is that SGD, they've been conditioned to be so afraid of the mid to be split that, look, Racing has been able to get out into pit for free. And if he finds this kill, which he does, the A site's completely under compromise.
Well, they're definitely going to be rotating back, but they have to be careful because look at where Addict is. He might just call the B site clear. They're starting to push up towards A with a bomb.
Wow.
And okay, after that, I think it's just over. It's over. Let's see what happens now.
I think what's gonna happen is Sandman's gonna get one, he's gonna push forward, but at the same time, Darkside will train him out. Last player, Sandman into a CT, will get taken down from behind. Addict will close things out, and well, Darkside made it look relatively easy in that second half, but it did take them all the way to map number 3.